Christmas, that magical time of the year when the lights shine, the presents pile up, and the family gathers around the table. But what if I told you that while you're there eating turkey and exchanging gifts, in some corners of the world, Christmas traditions are, well, let's just say, much more unusual. Get ready for a journey through the most unexpected Christmas traditions you've probably never heard of. Today, we'll explore the strangest and most surprising Christmas traditions that exist. And believe me, some of them will make you completely rethink the concept of a family gathering. Let's start with a figure that will make you rethink all those good old men, you know, Krampus. Imagine this. It's Christmas Eve, the streets are quiet, and the snow is falling slowly. But suddenly, you hear something. No, it's not the sound of reindeer, it's something more. Terrifying. A monstrous creature approaches, dressed in furs with huge horns and a grumpy face. While Santa Claus is delivering gifts to the good children, Krampus, with his huge horns and tongue sticking out, goes hunting for the naughty ones. He doesn't just come to scare. They say he takes the disobedient children and takes them to, well, let's just say he has a very special way of correcting bad behavior. And if you think this is something from horror movies, it's good to know that there are parades and parties in some cities where people dress up as Krampus, with their frightening masks and jingling bells. Just imagine the chaos and fun. People screaming, running, and trying to escape from Krampus, while he chases everyone with his sack of punishments. Now, that's a Christmas that will keep anyone wide-eyed. The tradition is so strong that there is even a special date dedicated to Krampus, Krampusnacht, or Krampus Night, which takes place on December 5th. During this night, entire cities transform into nightmare scenes, with parades of monsters and mythical creatures ranging from Krampus to other scary figures from European folklore. In many places, people not only dress up as Krampus, but also create handmade masks, further enhancing the atmosphere of mystery and fear. But Krampus is not alone in this macabre Christmas world. In Iceland, for example, children have to worry about a monster called Grýla. Yes, you heard that right. Grýla is a giant witch who leaves her cave in the mountains to hunt naughty children. She is often depicted with a huge bag which she uses to carry the children she captures. Her monstrous figure is a way to reinforce fear in children so that they behave all year long. Grýla is an example of how, in many cultures, Christmas is not just about joy and celebration, but also involves scary stories to ensure that children are well-behaved and obey their parents. Still in Iceland, a group of 13 very peculiar figures, the Yule Lads, descend from the mountains during the 13 nights leading up to Christmas. Each one has a specific mission, from stealing food to playing tricks on families. They are described in a fun and eccentric way, and their mischiefs have a more playful tone than terrifying, although some of their behaviors still cause some discomfort. On each night of December, a well-behaved child may receive candy or small gifts as a reward, while those who have been naughty may find a rotten potato of a gift, a reminder of the Yule Lads' pranks. Among these scary Christmas figures, there is one in Wales. There, a horse with a human skull cloaked in a white robe wanders the streets of a village, challenging people to face it in a rhyming duel. We're talking about the Mari Lwyd, a celebration full of mystery, excitement, and plenty of poetry. The Mari Lwyd is actually a skeletal horse whose origins date back centuries. Its name means white horse in Welsh, and it's not hard to understand why it's so unsettling. The figure is made from a horse's skull, usually real, placed on a wooden frame, with the body entirely covered by a white cloak. The creature then walks from door to door, accompanied by a group of carolers with whom it challenges members of the community to a rhyming duel. A battle of wit, humor, and creativity. You might be wondering, why would anyone welcome such a scary figure to their door? The answer is more fascinating than you might think. The Mari Lwyd is a symbol of good luck. In Welsh tradition, its visit is a sign of good things to come in the next year. Each rhyming duel is a way to renew the community's energy, bringing prosperity and joy to the days ahead. And so, as the Mari Lwyd walks through the Welsh villages, it reminds us that even the scariest figures can bring messages of hope, and that the power of words, even in a rhythmic contest, can change the fate of an entire year. Now, let's go to Japan. Have you ever imagined a Christmas without turkey? No? Then get ready, because in Japan, the Christmas dinner is completely different. While in the West, the table is filled with decorated Christmas trees and large feasts with turkey and panettone, in Japan, Christmas has a very unusual flavor, and a very, very delicious one. Here, the star of the menu is fried chicken. It all started in the 1970s with an advertising campaign that would turn Japan into a fried chicken country at Christmas. At the time, KFC wanted to convince the Japanese to Western traditions and adopt something new, something unique. The slogan, Kurisumasu ni wa Kentucky, or for Christmas, Kentucky, really caught on with the Japanese people. And guess what? It worked great. The campaign spread like wildfire in Japan, and suddenly, families began associating Christmas with crispy, juicy fried chicken. What seemed like a simple marketing stunt turned into a true cultural phenomenon. Today, people line up for miles in front of KFC stores to get their buckets of chicken for Christmas. It's almost like a mandatory tradition for many families. Who needs turkey when you have a bucket of KFC? It sounds like a story out of a movie, but in Japan, this is a reality that many embrace with their hearts and stomachs full. In Japan, Christmas is more of a celebration focused on the commercial and festive side than a religious date. Gift exchanges, bright lights in the streets, and of course, fried chicken are part of this unique blend of Western and Eastern cultures. So if you're in Japan for Christmas and someone invites you to dinner, the first thing you should expect on the table isn't the traditional Western dishes, but rather a generous bucket of fried chicken ready to be enjoyed with family and friends. It doesn't matter whether you're a fan of chicken or not. The experience of seeing Japan embrace such an unusual and delicious tradition is, without a doubt, something that makes us reflect on how culture can adapt and create new ways to celebrate special dates. Speaking of unusual traditions, let's take a look at Venezuela. In Caracas, the country's capital, Christmas comes with a unique and surprising twist. And no, I'm not talking about exotic food or unusual decorations. I'm talking about a tradition that involves roller skates. Every year, the streets of Caracas transform into a roller skating mass. Closed streets, an excited crowd, and people gliding gracefully through the city's avenues. On Christmas Eve, the locals put on their best party clothes and, instead of walking, they put on their skates and venture through the streets closed for the occasion. The destination? The church, where they, of course, participate in the Christmas Mass. And the energy in the air? Well, it's unlike anything else. Imagine the feeling of gliding through the streets, feeling the wind on your face, while fireworks light up the sky and cheerful music fills the atmosphere. It's a mix of celebration, adrenaline, and spirituality that no one misses. This tradition reminds us that Christmas can be anything but dull. Every place has its own way of celebrating, and Venezuela has certainly brought a touch of boldness and creativity to the table. But when it comes to boldness, there's another place that also stands out at Christmas. Have you ever imagined what it would be like to celebrate Christmas at the height of summer? While in many parts of the world, the cold and snow turn Christmas into a true winter story, in Australia, the scene is quite different. There, Christmas happens under the scorching heat of the peak of summer, with temperatures that can exceed 40 degrees Celsius. The traditions adapt to this reality in a very unique way. And one of the most surprising traditions, which leaves anyone stunned, is the famous Santa Claus beach race. Imagine this, hundreds of people of all ages dressed in the classic red outfit of the jolly old man. But instead of being inside homes next to the Christmas tree, they are running on the sand under the scorching sun. And it's not just any race. It's a true competition where the festive atmosphere and competition blend in a unique way. The Santa Clauses line up at the starting line, ready to face not only the other runners, but also the intense heat of the beach. But the fun doesn't stop there. While in the rest of the world, Christmas is marked by a hearty feast around the table. In Australia, the big event happens outdoors. Families gather by the beach not to enjoy turkey or cod, but for a delicious barbecue with grilled meats, fresh shrimp, and plenty of cold drinks. No sitting at a table in a closed room. In the end, Christmas in Australia is a reminder that no matter where you are in the world, the most important thing is to celebrate with those we love. And for Australians, nothing better than a good Santa race and a barbecue on the beach to show that the Christmas spirit is everywhere. And if there's one thing this Christmas spirit teaches us, it's that magic isn't in doing everything the same way, but in celebrating our differences. Traditionally, we expect gifts, feasts, and who knows, maybe even a good sleigh pulled by reindeer. But what about when the celebration takes unexpected turns? When Krampus, the bad-tempered character, enters the scene, or when the feast turns into a crispy fried chicken party? Believe me, each of these traditions has its own way of bringing back the true spirit of Christmas: unity, joy, and of course, the hope for a new year full of possibilities. It's in the diversity of customs and beliefs that Christmas truly shines, reinforcing what's most important: the connection between people and the desire for a better future. The traditions mentioned in the video are just a few of the Christmas traditions around the world, but there are so many others, each with its unique touch, incredible stories, and special symbols. Imagine a Christmas without Christmas trees, but with giant cookies in the window waiting for the jolly old man, or better yet, his mischievous version. Which of these crazy traditions would you adopt for your next Christmas? The crispy fried chicken from Japan, or perhaps facing Krampus in an epic adventure? Leave your answer in the comments and share this video with anyone who loves a good Christmas curiosity. Oh, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss more amazing curiosities like these.